Hello. Stop paying taxes on all your profits legally with the Spendthrift Trust. So few people have ever heard about this because this is not taught in school. The Spendthrift Trust is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. Comes from England way back when King Henry VIII, that famous king who chopped off his wives' heads, started the Church of England. Well, he thought he was such a neat guy, he could divorce his wives. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England, and they went back to the 12th century to the Magna Carta and said, "Oh, no, 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 King Henry VIII, you can't do this. It's contract law that came to the colonies while we were still part of England." The law firm I work on behalf of inherited a trust that's going to turn 365 years old in 2026. Our country just had its 250th birthday. Our current tax structure went into effect February of 1913, and the super rich families of 1913, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, and the Kennedys, made sure they could save taxes. Well, if they can save taxes, we can save taxes. Hi, my name is Sally Gimmon, and I'm known as a tax saving champion. On April 4th, 2020, my CPA called me to say congratulations. In 2019, I was working as a Medicare broker and I wholesaled 7 bank-owned properties nationwide and I paid off all my debt. Woohoo! I was a rock star in my real estate group. But remember that Super Bowl commercial? You're not a rock star. I wasn't. I only had $50,000 saved and my 6 notes did not pay me on April 1st, 2020. I had no money coming in. He says, "Oh, don't worry. You've got $50,000 saved. Set up an appointment with me. Get on my payment plan. Get on a payment plan. Pay interest and penalties." And I'm like, "That's all the information you have? You're not going to help me save taxes?" He's like, "That's not my job. My job's to file your 1040 tax return." I went to bed that night crying. Where am I going to get an extra $44,000? A fabulous book to read is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. You put a thought into your mind, you think about it, your subconscious mind gives you a solution. I wake up on April 5th knowing I'm going to contact a friend. Her boyfriend did HELOC loans, paid off houses. I paid off my townhouse. And I had read an article on the Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust. It's called The Office. It's 7 generations old and has over 400 people under the same EIN, employee identification number, or your tax ID number. If the Rockefellers could save taxes, why couldn't Sally save taxes? It took me 5 months to research, but in September of 2020, I started both my business spendthrift trust to stop paying federal and state income taxes on year after year, generation after generation, and my beneficial trust for investors to stop paying capital gains when you sell something at a profit, stop paying interest income taxes if you're a passive investor, stop paying dividend income taxes if you're in the stock market, stop paying rental income taxes if you're a real estate investor, and stop paying royalty income taxes if you have talent or NFTs. When I started both my business and beneficial spendthrift trusts, I became an affiliate of the gentleman who sold me the trust. I went to the gentleman who ran my real estate group in Phoenix and said, I would like to do a mastermind to teach other investors how to stop paying taxes. For 18 months, I did this on a Thursday night, and now I want to show you examples. So let me share my screen with you. I do a lot of posting on TikTok. This was somebody from TikTok who got on my calendar. He's a national wholesaler, makes about $20,000 a year. He's single, he lives in Florida, so no state income taxes. In 2025, he got to save over $98,000 in capital gains taxes. Now, this is kind of interesting. He's been my client since 2024. He did call me in 2025 and he's like, I am also getting into Forex trading. And I'm like, oh, listen to this. Forex traders get double tax. They pay capital gains and interest income taxes. And I said, because you have the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust, you're going to use everything you do and use the bank account that you set up with that new EIN that we got for your Beneficial Spendthrift Trust, and you won't pay taxes on any of your Forex property. He's just like, well, what if I start holding some of this property? And I'm like, that's rental income taxes. Or maybe you'll do seller financing. That's interest income taxes. Again, everything you're doing in investing, you'll stop paying taxes. He's like, this is amazing. I don't have to buy separate beneficial spendthrift trusts. I'm like, no, you don't. I know this sounds too good to be true, So I would like to invite you to set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me at www.thetrustisyou.com/scheduling. When you get on the Zoom with me, I'm going to ask you what state you live in to find out if 43 states have state income taxes, 7 states do not. I'm going to ask you how you file. There's 4 ways to file your taxes. Single's the most expensive way. Then there's head of household. You're divorced with children 18 or younger in your household. Then there's married filing separately. And the cheapest way is married filing jointly. And I'm going to ask you, you tell me how much you think you'll make, and I'll take you out to show you how the formula for federal taxes, and then also for state income taxes. Again, this gentleman today that I'm showing you, he's been a client since 2024. He doesn't have state income taxes because he's in Florida. If you would like more information, I have a free class on the Great Discovery. Just go out to my name, www.sallygimmon.com. You're going to get a full presentation. You're going to get 3 articles from Forbes magazine I did not write. You're going to get 2 pages of case law so you can research this to your heart's content, and examples of clients saving thousands of dollars. Also, at the Great Discovery, if English is not your primary language, you can translate it into 165 different languages. One of my clients, a husband and wife in San Francisco, their first language is Korean. They had watched the video in Korean. They got on my calendar. They had their adult son who speaks English better than I do. He was on the video too. And dad had all his tax information. They have 3 laundromats in the San Francisco area, and I got to save them over $82,000 in federal and state income taxes. And the son's like, this was so easy. So again, if you want to stop paying federal state income taxes on 1099 income, that's the business trust. If you're an investor, you will stop paying capital gains when you sell at a profit. There's a difference between short-term capital gains. That's when you wholesale, fix and flip, do auction houses, tax liens. You're selling crypto. I don't care if you bought Bitcoin in 2017 and you're selling it in 2026. It's short-term capital gains. You do options trading, or you're a Forex investor. Long-term capital gains are a year or more, and either 15 or 20% when you sell your business, sell an investment property, or a baseball card. Interest income taxes are taxed between 10% to 37%, depending on your tax bracket, and affect you if you're a passive investor, you're in mutual funds, you're in a REIT, you're doing subject to real estate, the BRRRR strategy. I have notes where I'm the paper in the house. People pay me their mortgage, seller financing, creative financing, or you're a Forex investor. Again, you're double tax Forex investors. Dividend income taxes are taxed between 10% to 37%. And if you're a stock market investing, you are futures investing, you're a day trader, you're a commodities trader, or you're living on dividends. Rental income taxes. Yes, you can move a property with the depreciation schedule into the trust. Yes, you can move a property with the cost averaging into the trust. So if you have short-term rentals like Airbnb, vacation rentals, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 100 doors. If you're in multifamily real estate, maybe you're in apartment real estate, you're in commercial real estate, or you're doing Airbnb arbitrage. And finally, royalty income taxes are taxed a little bit less. 7 different layers, but between 10% to 35%, and affect you if you are an actor, an actress, a musician, you're an artist, you have NFTs, copyrights, patents, or intellectual property. Robin Williams, the great actor and comedian, unfortunately he committed suicide. He had the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. His 3 adult children pay no royalties on all his great works. This is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. Set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me so you can see how much you'll be saving in taxes every single year. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Take care.